Dive, where we take your sources and really unpack them for you.
That's the idea.
Today we're tackling something, well, a bit unusual maybe. It's a set of extensive excerpts a listener sent over from Practicing American English levels 1 through 7.
Right. And on the surface, it looks like typical language learning stuff. Following a character, Anna, through everyday scenarios.
Starts simple, gets more complicated.
Exactly. But I think what's really interesting and what we want to dig into is how this structure actually reveals a lot about communication itself, like the real basics of how we connect.
Yeah, it's more than just, here's a word, here's a grammar rule.
Right.
It's about using language in, well, simulated real life.
It shows how we start, how we build up from saying hello to navigating much more complex social situations.
Okay, so that's our mission then. Not just a language lesson recap, but looking for those core communication insights hidden in Anna's journey, how language actually starts to work in context.
Precisely. How proficiency develops step by step.
All right, let's get into it. Levels 1 and 2 first. Anna's daily routines. Where does it begin?
Well, it really starts with the self, very foundational. Things like Anna waking up, saying good morning, even simple self-affirmations like, I feel happy today.
Okay, so establishing the I.
Yeah, and basic actions. I brush my teeth, I wash my face. Just describing the immediate personal world with really fundamental verbs. It's that first layer.
Makes sense. And then connecting outwards.
Right away. The very next step seems to be basic family interaction. Her mother asking, good morning, Anna. How did you sleep?
And Anna's reply.
I slept well, thank you. How about you? It's that immediate introduction of politeness, reciprocity, essential social glue, really.
Even with just a few words, and the vocabulary feels very practical.
Oh, absolutely. It's all grounded in daily life. I eat breakfast, I drink milk, then stepping outside, meeting a friend.
John, right.
Yeah, John. And again, it's super economical. Hello, Anna, how are you?
I'm fine, John. Nice to see you. Basic greetings down.
And then, crucially, suggesting an action. Let's go to the park.
Yes, let's go. So simple. But it's initiating a shared activity, doing something together.
Exactly. It's a directive trying to influence someone's actions, which is a core function of language. And you see the importance of repetition starting here, practicing these structures.
Building that muscle memory, like you said. Okay, so that covers the basics. What happens in levels 3 and 4? Things expand, I assume.
They do. The interactions get a little longer, a bit more nuanced. So Anna and John are in the park now.
And they're not just saying hi.
No, they start expressing simple preferences. What do you like to do? Anna says, I like to walk and talk with friends. John likes football.
Okay, so sharing personal tastes.
And then a little hint of future planning or possibility. Maybe we can play together. That word maybe is doing some work there, introducing a bit of hedging.
Right, not a definite plan, but an idea.
Yeah.
And then talking about the past comes in.
Yes, exactly. Anna goes home. Her father asks where she was.
And she says,
I went to the park with John. We walked and talked. It's a simple narrative, recounting a past event. Huge step in communication, being able to share experiences.
yeah, moving beyond the immediate here and now, then the material shifts context.
It does, quite cleverly. Anna reads about another student, Tom. This introduces school vocabulary.
Ah, okay, a new setting.
And justifications. Tom says things like, I like to study English because it helps me talk to new people. Or, I like math because I enjoy solving problems.
Introducing that because simple reasoning.
Yeah, and it provides a new field education to practice similar sentence patterns. Then we see Tom talking to his friend Sarah.
About school stuff.
Homework, mostly. Did you finish your homework? Yes, I finished it yesterday, and then let's study together for the test tomorrow.
So coordinating actions, offering support. A lot of real-world talk is like that, isn't it? Planning, checking in.
It really is. Managing shared tasks and goals. Even these simple dialogues show the beginnings of, negotiation.
Okay, so from personal routines and simple chats to past events in school life. Where do levels 5 and 6 take Anna? Seems like more practical, real-world stuff.
Definitely more transactional. We see Anna navigating scenarios like shopping, going to the market with her mother.
What kind of language comes up there?
Well, stating needs. We need to buy vegetables and fruits. And then the practical questions, how much do they cost? Followed by the actual purchase. We will take 2 kilos of apples.
Language for getting things done, basically, fulfilling needs.
Exactly. And then the classic cafe scene, ordering food and drinks.
Oh, yes. I would like a cup of tea.
Right. Or I want a cup of coffee, making polite requests. 1 tea and 1 coffee, please. Adding anything else? Yes, 1 slice of cake, please.
That politeness seems like a running theme.
It is, please. And the implied thank you are really emphasized. They make interactions smoother. We also see Anna using warmer language, like telling her mother, today was a nice day. I enjoyed shopping.
Strengthening those bonds.
Mm-hmm. And then there's writing a letter, which reinforces those same polite structures, just written down.
And asking for directions. That's a fundamental one.
Absolutely vital. Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the library?
Followed by the clear, simple instructions. Yes, go straight and turn left. Navigating the physical world with language.
And visiting her grandmother introduces travel talk, even just a bus ride.
Yeah.
Plus the greetings. Hello, Anna. Welcome. I am so happy to see you. And asking about the trip. How was your journey?
Showing care, making connection.
That's it. Now, level 7. This feels like a big jump in complexity and variety.
Yeah, the list of scenarios gets much longer. What stands out?
Well, dealing with personal well-being. Visiting a doctor.
Oh, right. Describing symptoms.
Exactly. I have a headache and a sore throat. And understanding the advice. Take it twice a day. Using language for health is pretty crucial.
No kidding. Then getting back into routines after being sick.
Yeah, simple reintegration talk. Welcome back. How are you feeling now? I'm feeling better. Then more formal settings, like joining a library, making requests, understanding rules.
And social life keeps developing. Meeting John again.
And the planning is a bit more developed. Let's go to the park and relax. See, there's a reason given now to relax. More intention.
It does feel like a whirlwind in level 7. Making choices, like ice cream or movies. The job interview.
That's a big one. Basic interview questions. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want to work here? This is where language becomes persuasive, right? Trying to present yourself well.
And then getting the job, the first day interactions. Her world is definitely expanding.
It really is. Then travel scenarios, checking into a hotel, asking for things, beach interactions, and importantly, retelling the travel experience later. Practicing that narrative skill again, but maybe more detailed.
And joining clubs, conversation clubs.
Yes. Talking about hobbies, food preferences, that's pure social bonding, sharing personal stuff. Then more specific transactions, buying shoes, another doctor's visit, maybe with more detail.
It just keeps layering on. Train travel, museums, restaurants.
Hiking with friends, language exchange clubs. And then another job, a bookstore this time, interview again, and then actual customer interactions. Can you help me find a book?
Wow. It covers a lot of ground. The dialogues must get longer here.
They definitely do. More back and forth, expressing opinions, handling more complex topics. It feels like a real jump in overall communicative competence.
So looking back across all 7 levels, from good morning to bookstore interactions,
Yeah.
what are the big takeaways here about how we learn to communicate?
Well, first, the progression itself is key. It starts simple, builds logically, just like, how conversations naturally get more complex. You need those basic building blocks first.
Right. You can't jump to discussing philosophy if you can't ask for coffee. Those fundamentals from levels 1 and 2 are non-negotiable.
Absolutely. And the way it's all taught in context shopping, visiting, working, that's crucial. You learn the language for something, not just abstract words. It makes it stick.
Yeah, seeing it used makes a huge difference. And the narrative following Anna probably helps too. Makes it more engaging than just drills.
I think so. We learn well through stories, and you see these recurring themes like being polite, making requests, sharing experiences. These are communication universals, really.
It kind of mirrors anyone's journey, doesn't it? Learning a new language or even just getting better at expressing ourselves in our own language. It takes effort, small steps.
Definitely. From mastering that first greeting to feeling confident in a more complex situation. You have to appreciate those small victories along the way.
So reflecting on all this, maybe it prompts a thought for you, listening. Think about your own communication. Can you trace back your skills? Identify those level 1 moments, the basics that let you do the more complex things you do now.
That's a great exercise.
So just to wrap up our deep dive into practicing American English, we saw this structured path, building language through everyday life, the huge importance of those foundations, and learning in context.
And the constant thread of social skills, politeness, connection woven throughout.
Which leads to a final thought to leave you with. How much insight into connection and communication is actually packed into even basic learning tools? Maybe mastering communication is really about mastering those simple interactions one by one.
Building it up, piece by piece. A simple idea, but maybe quite profound when you think about it.